Tip-off goes to Charlotte. A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter. Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. And it's Day in at the small forward. Got a piece of it. One-on-one here. Here's Splitter, the rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just the tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
The San Antonio Spurs able to put the first points up on the board. And there's the call on Cody Zeller. That's his first foul.
Well, he gave the officials no choice there. Easy call, went right over the top.
Yeah, he's got to go straight up when he's under the boards in that kind of traffic. Can't chest first into the man in front of you. That's a foul. Well, Gerald Henderson is not the most lethal outside shooter, but I really like the way he's learning to move without the ball. He's very opportunistic with his cuts whenever his defender turns his head.
Last outing for Charlotte, they won that game against New York.
And it was the role players in that game, Kevin, that really led the charge. You know, the guys who normally don't score a lot, they came in and really contributed.
A total team performance, Steve, the kind you need if you're going to win on the opponent's home floor.
And here is Parker. Kemba Walker hitting his 3 to go. Parker kicks to Green. Stolen by Walker. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Walker's running. And Kid Gilchrist throws it down.
Great job capitalizing on that steal and getting the easy points in transition.
Exactly how it should be done after a turnover.
Parker outside. There's a good screen. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Outside, Walker. Pass to Henderson. Back to Walker. Off the screen. Here's Biyombo. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him.
Well, that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active, be energetic, and react as soon as the shot goes up.
Green kicks to Duncan. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. And there's the 3-second violation. And there before you are the teams that have been absolutely red hot for the last 10 games. In fourth, the Spurs.
Now, the thing I like is they're getting good shots every time down the floor, and it's due to their unselfishness as a team.
Well, the Bobcats then, now Hornets, might have been a little bit late to the analytics movement, but that's going on in the NBA all over the place, and they're full-time on it now.
Yeah, they're all over it. Last season, they had a half dozen of their staff devoted to analytics.
Here's Parker. Kemba Walker making his last shot. Parker dishes to Duncan. Parker outside. Pass to Green. And it's Biyombo with the rebound.
And for the Hornets, that's huge, having a bit of a numerical guide as to who to target in free agency, because they aren't usually a big player in that respect.
Outside, Walker. There's the pass to Henderson. They set the pick. There's the dish to Zeller. Parker with the steal. Here's Green, and that one is stuffed right through.
Boy, he is a strong finisher on the fast break.
Yeah, he sure is. He remains in total control, even at full speed. I love that about him. And we know the Hornets definitely aren't as big a player in most free agent markets. That's pretty clear, small market team. They're usually at the bottom of the league in payroll. But they are making the most of what they spend now with their analysis, so trying to level the playing field a little bit.
Catching up on the changes for Charlotte. Jason Maxiel's checked in for Biyombo. Williams comes in for Cody Zeller. Lance Stevenson's checked in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And Brian Roberts subbed in for Walker. Shot clock at 3. With the fadeaway. No good. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And one of the factors in that game was they just couldn't get to the foul line and get enough points from the free throw line to make a difference.
And it gave those opposing fans a boost every time another foul shot clanked off the rim. They were letting them hear about that.
Here's Roberts. Boris Diaw picking up that last basket. Stevenson right side. Plenty of space. Kept alive. There's the feed to Roberts. Passes it to Stevenson. Williams up on top. Here's Roberts. Good. Great play by Williams to set it up. 17 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Mills passes to Joseph. Diaw, the screen. And Joseph kicks to Diaw. And he gets it to go. Diaw's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And that's why teams emphasize the use of screens and picks, just to get you some open looks like that one.
Just 3 on the clock. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Great job. Taking it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left them no choice but to foul there.
The Hornets shooting their first free throws of the evening.
And they're right around 74% as a team from the free throw line at this point of the season.
And, you know, you don't have to tell them what their free throw numbers are. I mean, they're well aware of it, believe me.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. It's Charlotte leading by 3. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. Looking at what we've seen from the Hornets, what do you think?
And the key has been the second chance points. You look at this team, the hustle that they play with, very impressive in that first quarter.
Well, it's showing up on the scoreboard. I mean, you get second chance points like that, it can add to your totals and also demoralize your opponent.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Brian Roberts out there with Lance Stevenson. Then it's Marvin Williams. Then there's Vonleh, and it's Maxiel in at the 5 spot. Now here's Joseph. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Clock at 6. Here's Mills. Drops it in from 11 feet. Mills has got the first basket of the second quarter for the Spurs. Charlotte in the lead.
Patty Mills last season had his best season ever. Really remade his body in the offseason, adding muscle, cutting down on his body fat. Already one of the quickest players in the league. He got even quicker.
Stevenson from out on the wing, he knocks it down.
Even though it went down, I don't think that's the kind of look they should be settling for.
Spurs trail by 3. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kevin, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is developing his jump shot, but he's got everything else in his game. As Coach Steve Clifford said, first, he's an A1 competitor, and he's one of the few guys in the league that can night in and night out defend primary scorers and make it hard on them. He's team first. He just brings so much to our team. Gentlemen, back to you.
A great energy player, Doris. Thanks. And Mills getting quality minutes at the backup point guard position.
Yeah, and for a player who spent time in the D-League, playing in China and his native Australia, and it seems he's really solidified his place as an NBA player, Kevin, in part because he's refocused on conditioning his body and really developed as an outside shooter, too.
If you look at Danny Green, let's take a little bit closer look at his stats. How the last month of basketball was for him. He's putting up 13 points a game, 5 rebounds and 2 assists. And you really can't find much fault with him as far as his performances lately.
Yeah, he's been very, very dependable, steady, doing pretty much everything they've asked of him.
Catching up on the changes for Charlotte. Zeller, he's checked in for Maxiel. Kidd-Gilchrist comes in for Marvin Williams. Gerald Henderson, he's checked in for Lance Stevenson. And it's Kemba Walker in for Brian Roberts. To the wing on the left. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Joseph. Misses off the right iron.
The defense needs to play tight on him, and that's exactly what they did to force that miss. Well done.
And it's Kidd-Gilchrist penetrating. Good. And the Hornets lead by 4.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
Parker against Walker. Parker dishes to Joseph. Back to Parker. Here is Day. Out left to the wing. Parker against Walker. Baseline try. Here's Duncan. Crups in the layup for two.
Here it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, getting the ball into the post should be their first option every time down. Force the defense to adapt and adjust.
Charlotte making a switch here. Biombo's checked in. They set the pick. Walker with it. He's picked up by Parker. Here's Kid Gilchrist. San Antonio with the rebound. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Duncan kicks to Day. Joseph with the ball. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Hornets have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Michael Kid Gilchrist, second overall pick back in 2012. And Clark, as you know, an NCAA champion. You saw it firsthand with Kentucky.
Yeah, you know, I like his disposition, and I love his motor. I mean, his defense, his size, athleticism. He's an excellent rebounder for his position and size. He can defend up to 3 or 4 positions on the court. You know, you look at him, and I don't like to compare guys, Kevin, but you know, he reminds me a bit of a young Gerald Wallace type.
Splitter inside, working on Biombo. Kicks to Day, launches it. That's Biombo with the rebound. Biombo's got rebound number 5 here tonight. 16 seconds left in the first half. Zeller setting the pick for Walker. With his first shot attempt. Oh, that's blocked. And a fast break now for the Spurs. It's deflected. Stolen by Walker. And a tight game here as we end the first half. Hornets lead by 2. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Thank you, Kevin. Coach, you haven't seen much work put in off the bench thus far. When we see that second unit after the break, what are you hoping to see from them?
I just want to have a semblance of motion so that they know where they're going and the ball moves. They don't play in a crowd. Just basically see if they know what they're doing.
We'll see, Coach. Thanks for the time. Guys.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Having a great game.
Well, I love his tenacity defensively. The way he plays at that end of the floor, it's been a major factor here in this game.
And as the game moves on, I think he should continue to be aggressive defensively to keep ball handlers off balance and uncomfortable.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter. And it's Day in at the 3 spot. Here's Henderson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Gerald Henderson certainly helped by the acquisition of Al Jefferson, which created some space for him on the perimeter. And he's made great strides with his outside shot over his career.
And Henderson, a slasher, one of the best wings in the league at working himself to the line.
Also a steady defender too, Kevin, and he has worked on developing his long-range shooting as well. And if he gets that piece, he'll be pretty balanced all around.
Now Walker, he's got 5. Zeller setting the pick for Walker. Leaner from distance. And Splitter pulls it down.
Not really necessary with nobody on you. I mean, why put yourself off balance on that shot when you're wide open?
Parker kicks to Green. He dishes it to Day. Back to Green. 6 on the shot clock. Right side Green. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
And Walker kicks to Henderson. Back to Walker. Fires from the corner. Here's Biombo. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. The Hornets shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. No good on that one. Boris Diaz checked in for San Antonio. And he's good on the second.
Even as the Spurs continue to grow older, it's really hard to write them off. I mean, it's incredible how long this team has been ruling and roosted in the West and contending for championships.
It's not very often you can say this about the future is looking pretty bright.
So often the season ends and you're thinking about the issues you've got to deal with, but right now the Hornets heading in a good direction.
Williams, he's checked in for the Hornets. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, Kevin, the Spurs, not necessarily a glamour franchise, but maybe the NBA's model franchise. The longest streak of 50-win seasons in league history, 5 championships, and a litany of former Spurs working as head coaches and GMs around the league. Tim Duncan said people aren't envious of their image, but they're envious of how they run things. They get it done, Kevin.
They sure do. An incredible run. Thanks, Doris. Fast break now for Charlotte. Here's Henderson. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And for Charlotte, as you said, part of it is feeling good with their direction, but also they should feel good that they actually have a direction after the way the last few years have gone.
And this is his 2nd trip to the line in the game.
You know, having the direction, as you mentioned, had been a problem with Charlotte because they seem to change their minds every year about who they were going to be, and they did it for the last decade or so. Now it seems as though the base is solid, and they've got an idea of how they want to build and who they want to build around, and they've got a group that can grow together.
Here's Diaw, and no good. Had a chance to take the lead. The Hornets have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. And he gets it to go. Henderson's got 4 points in the quarter.
Really aggressive play, taking it to the rim against the big man.
Tell you what, I love that fearless attitude.
Mills passes to Bonner. Dishes it to Diaw. Rob. Back seal inside, covered by Mills. And that one's good by Henderson.
Well, every once in a while, he'll show us some pretty good moves around the hoop.
Spurs trail by 5. Outside, Green. Bonner kicks to Mills. He feeds it to Bonner. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. 5 to shoot. For 3. The shot no good. And the Hornets now going the other way. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. And that's game 2 of this string of 4 games played at home.
Yeah, some good matchups. And I'll tell you, that Pacers game definitely has caught my eye.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
Yeah, they have the defense on the run right now because every pass seems to have a purpose. They're getting great movement, great spacing, and they're really lining them up defensively.
Hairston, he's checked in for Gerald Henderson. The Spurs also at the sub. Joseph's checked in. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Kevin, Greg Popovich was just going over the plan with his team. He urged them to do everything possible to create open looks for each other. Talked about setting picks, running more set plays, anything to shake free of that defense. He also wants to see a patient offense, work for the shot, move the ball around, and as he told them, quote, if you don't see a good shot, find someone who does. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Here's Williams. Kicks it out to Stevenson. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Stevenson's got the lead up to 8 now for the Hornets.
Almost pulled the trigger, but he realized he had a better look for his teammate.
Mills dishes to Green. He kicks it to Joseph. Back to Green. And here's Mills. Right now averaging 11 points a game. From the arc. And it's Green. Missing. Here's Williams. Here's Stevenson. Offline. And we've reached the end of the third. Hornets on top. They lead by 8. 2K Sports back in a moment here at the Time Warner Cable Arena in Charlotte. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And the finish, guys, this is where you know you are right on the money with that pass. Look at that. Perfectly timed.
Hornets leading by 8 at the 3. MKG and Cody Zeller at the 4. Kemba Walker is out there with Hairston, and it's Biyombo at the 5. So that's the lineup for Charlotte. And it's Walker penetrating, and he can't extend the lead to double digits. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. High, arcing shot. Splitter misses. Charlotte shooting for the game at 42%. Trying to break that ice-cold streak, and the officials call over the back. A little too aggressive there.
Well, you like it when a guy goes hard to the boards, but you have to be smart. He went right over his back on that one. Not a good play.
I think he was just over-anxious that time.
Gerald Henderson, he's checked in for Charlotte. Austin Day, he's checked in for the Spurs. Outside, Walker feeds it to Henderson. Charlotte no good that time either. Spurs trail by 8. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Here's Duncan. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Duncan's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for San Antonio. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Zeller setting the pick for Walker. He hits Henderson on the wing. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
You know, even from here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
Yep, pretty obvious. And a good call by the official.
All right, well, look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Hornets.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
The other thing they're doing, guys, is forcing turnovers and then creating points offensively as a result. Boy, he can be a matchup nightmare inside the paint.
Outside, Walker. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. 6 to shoot. Fires from deep. Here's Zeller. The kick out to Walker. It's Henderson on the wing. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Henderson's got 4 this quarter. Spurs trail by 8. Now here's Parker. Duncan left side. Pass to Splitter. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
And are they ever working inside? Good job on the glass.
Excellent job on the glass, Steve. I agree. I mean, they're battling in there. They're fighting, they're scrapping, they're clawing, and they're getting the job done.
Walker missing again.
That's one he knows he should have made.
Day, the pass to Parker. Spurs working the ball around now. To the paint. Looking for Splitter. He gets it there. Here's Duncan. Drills the baseline jumper.
And that was very confident offense right there. He needs to get them back into a flow offensively. Things have gotten stagnant for them, and they're starting to force some of these shots.
And that can snowball on you. One guy takes a bad shot, then another guy does, and then you're missing back-to-back shots, and all of a sudden you have no rhythm and you're self-inflicting wounds.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Well, Kevin, Steve Clifford was just going over the game plan with his team. He said we are this close to finishing them off, but the job is not done yet, and I don't want to see any let-up out there. We'll see how well his point got across, guys.
Drops it in from 11 feet. Charlotte leading by 6. Here's Walker. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. In the corner, Henderson with it. Lock at 6. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Walker. Puts it up. Not enough on that one as it misses.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Green dishes to Parker. Outside, Green. That 3 off the mark.
Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket.
Walker goes in. Zeller setting the pick for Walker. It's Henderson on the wing for the 3. And the rebound goes to Duncan.
That's a shot you've got to take if you're looking for the three-pointer. I mean, the defense was nowhere around.
Back to Parker. The shot no good. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. And now they decide to foul intentionally. And so they foul intentionally.
That's his first personal foul.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
Kemba Walker.
He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in.
Now, no way you can come back from this deficit.
Just not enough time left on the clock.
Charlotte has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Walker with it. And so it's Charlotte with the win. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Gerald, we often hear coaches talking about chemistry and focus. What's the key right now mentally for this team and how you guys approach each game?
You know, it's just something, you know, you just got to stick with it. You know, we come here every day ready to work and compete every night. So, you know, it's good that, you know, we're playing well and we want to keep it going.
Congratulations, Gerald. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Doris. And, folks, that about concludes our broadcast tonight. For Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching as we leave you with our Jordan Player of the Game, Kemba Walker.